hey there. Have you come to fish with Mike Talks ASMR? You know, I haven't been fishing in over 10 long years. So I'm pretty excited about this. I've bought a bunch of stuff to go fishing with, and I want to show it to you before we decide on what lure we're going to use and cast out our lines. So I've got this heavy bag here, this big bag of cool stuff. So let's unzip it and I'll show you everything that I've got. Let's see, in this pocket I put a knife sharpener. It's a knife sharpener. As you can guess, it's used to sharpen knives. It's pretty cool stuff. It came with my knife kit. Let's check this pocket. And here we have some extra line. And you never know when you're going to need that, because your line can break at any time when you're fishing, so it's always good to be prepared when you go fishing. So I got a couple of spools of that. Let's check the other side now. And here we have some gloves. So let's put on these gloves. And these are called fishing gloves. And fishing gloves basically protect you from pointy things, but they've also got these nice blue grips. And that way you can keep everything gripped. I don't know about you, but I love the sound of gloves. There's something so satisfying about the sound of gloves. I love using gloves to tap on things. I love rubbing them together and squeezing them. And these gloves are particularly awesome for when you catch those fish that have spines up top. So that way their spines don't poke you. It's pretty cool stuff. So I have a pair for you as well. So you can take this pair. Here you go. And I'll just close up that pocket and check this pocket. Let's see what we got in here. Yes. An important part of any fisher's repertoire is a pair of fishing shears and a pair of fishing pliers. This is Rapala brand fishing shears. It is not for cutting hair. They are very sharp, and what you use them for is if you get your line snagged and you can't, say, unsnag yourself, you can cut your line with these. And these things will cut probably through about any fishing line we're going to be using for lake fishing today. So let's put that back. Don't even remember how I had it now. I had to kind of do something funky to even get it to fit in the holder. And here we have a pair of fishing pliers. Now, what do you use this for? I mean, you can use pliers for just about anything. Like, say your hooks are bent up, you can straighten them out. And there's also these types of sinkers, and their name escapes me now. But you use the pliers to basically attach the sinkers to your line. And I actually have some of those. They're called split line sinkers. So you can use these pliers to squeeze the sinkers to your line. And, yeah. And sinkers allow your bait, especially your live bait, to sink a little bit in the water. Thus the name sinkers. That way it's not just floating up top like a boring piece of bait would do. No fish is going to want to bite that. I sound like a DJ. Okay. And now we've got the big pocket here. So let's access that. If I can find the right zipper for it. That's another problem. Entirely. I think it's this one up top here. So let's get that unzipped. Okay. And now we get into the nitty gritty here. We've got some dangerous stuff in here, stuff that you got to be very careful with. So our first thing is a Rapala knife. This is the small fillet knife. Let me just show you that. This is very sharp. Don't play with this. This will cut you wide open. I mean, that's what it's used for. It's used to fillet small fish, like some that we would catch today. Now, you don't have to if you don't want to, of course. I mean, you're more than welcome to catch and release. There's a strong debate amongst fishermen as to what is the most humane thing to do. Either kill the fish humanely and use it as food, or to catch and release. But that is up to you, ultimately speaking. We're just really here to have fun and not engage in philosophical debate. I like the sound it makes when it goes in and out of the holster here. Okay. And then we have a large fillet knife. And that baby's quite long. This is for bigger fish. But it's very intimidating almost looking at it. But I like it. It's got good balance. It's got a nice grippy handle, you know. It's really nice. Let's put that back carefully. Okay. Let's carefully set these knives on the ground here. And now, for the best part, in my opinion, the tackle box. And we've got all kinds of tackle in here. I've actually filled up the box. Okay. This is my tackle box. Right there. And like I said, I've got it all filled up and ready to go. Just for our little fishing trip today. Okay. I could tap on that all day. Let's open it now. And I will show you some of the cool stuff I got. One of the things I like about fishing is that even though, like, I haven't done it in a long time, my father used to have a bunch of different lures, and he'd never use them. I think, honestly, he just liked collecting them, which I don't blame him, because now that I've bought a bunch, I kind of don't want to use them, because I kind of like having them around, just collecting the different lures. But in any case, let me show you a couple of lures. Gotta be careful, because these, you know, things have hooks. And hooks are no fun. But oh my goodness. He's literally getting hooked on everything in sight. Okay. Oops. Dropped one. Alright. Get a little fishy here. Little fishy, fishy. Yep. I forget what they call this particular lure, but apparently, from what I've read, the trout really enjoy them. And let's see. The other one got caught in my pile of hooks. The hooks got caught in the hooks. Okay. So I can show you some hooks too. there's a nice solid hook right there for you. And we will be using that if we, only if we use live bait. I just love shaking this around. Okay. I've also got some of these. I forget all the names of these. I'm just going to call that my doggy collar bait. Evidently, Trout really like this too, and it comes with a clip pre-installed too, which is nice. And then we got like more fancy versions of those. So like you see here, it has like a feather attached to it, and it's gold and shiny. Dude, I can't even resist that, let alone a trout. And then this is a bigger version of that. And then here we have like an interesting looking glowworm type thing. Yeah, it's like a glowworm type thing. Pretty cool. These are all trout lures, by the way. I mean, that's basically what we're going after, because today is the first day of trout season, being April 1st. And this is like one of those glowworm thingies that doesn't have a hook. Shaking it about. Alright. And now, we've got one of these clips. I've never used these clips before. Actually. I have instructions on how to tie them to your line, because I've never actually tied them to my line before. And here's another one. This one's bigger. But I guess some lures need these clips, which makes sense. I mean, okay, now I love that sound. Okay. Now, this is an example of a, it's really hard to show you because it's so small and my hands are gigantic, but this is an example of a, as I drop it, this is an example, I'm trying to, why are my hands so big? This is an example of a split line sinker. The only sinkers I'm used to are ones that have a loop at the end. And you tie the line to them. But this one you actually crimp on the line with those pliers that I showed you earlier. And those are, I think, my biggest and then my smallest. My smallest ones, I don't even know if I can effectively show you these because I have, like I said, I have gigantic hands and these things are absolutely tiny. Let's see. Ooh, man, that's difficult. That is difficult. I need smaller hands. I need to order a pair of smaller hands off of Amazon. But you could kind of see like how tiny, teeny tiny that is. But yeah, I mean, I guess you use split line sinkers of all different sizes in order to sink your line just the way you want it. Although I think we'll probably find that that a level of precision is not necessary. Okay, and then I got all sorts of like crazy rubbery lures. Like this toady here. He's like a little toad. You see how he kind of looks like a little toad a little bit? See that? That's cool. I don't know how you would tie this onto your line though. I guess we'll have to look that up. I don't know if you use the clips or you just hook it in. I'm guessing you hook it in. I mean, and the reason for that is because of those other bug things I showed you earlier that have the hooks already pre-installed. Let's see, there we go. So I'm guessing like, yeah. I'm guessing that you just hook it in. Maybe, you see how it has this ball thing at the end? I'm guessing that I'll probably have to go and get some of those. But there might be a better way. I've never used lures before, so that's why I don't know. But like I said, I just kind of like collecting them. I've normally just used like regular sinkers with a hook and a worm. That's pretty much it. Sometimes I use these little tiny like Stay Puft marshmallows that you put in like your cocoa. The fish seem to really like those, especially trout. And then I got some of these mealworms, they call them. They're not actually worms, but they simulate a mealworm. And I guess they have some sort of scent attached to them. Those are pretty cool. And then this one here looks almost alien. I guess it's supposed to be like resembles some sort of minnow or something. I don't really know what it's supposed to resemble, but it has a pre-slit in it. I guess where you'd put one of those thingamywhatts, whatever they're called, that I showed you earlier. But there's those. More toads. This one I think is a crawl, I think they called it on the box. Apparently trout like these too. Although these might be too big. I've never encountered a humongous trout before in my life, but these seem like they'd be too big for a trout. But what do I know? And then you got these cool things here. They look like little lobsters or little crawdads. And they're like blue and glittery. It's pretty cool stuff. I mean, come on. Would you really want to lose that? I mean, like the thing is, like, I guess I like collecting them, so I feel like averse to using them. But at the same time, it's like, well, they were not that expensive. Like a whole humongous box of these types of lures were like $20. So it'd take quite a while to get through them all. Here's another one, though, different kind. Kind of like it's got almost like a crawfish bottom, but it's like a mealworm up top, and it's blue and green. So that's pretty cool too. I'll shove that back in there. I love shaking that box. So I'm excited to fish. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited to fish. So let's pick a lure, tie it on our pole, and cast out. And I think I'm going to pick this guy here that's already pre-hooked for us. So I'm going to cast out. Best of luck to you. I hope that you enjoy your fishing experience, and I will see you later, my good friends. Subscribe.